Well, hello there. It's Beards and Bangers, and today I'm on one of my jaunts to the West Midlands. I don't know what it is about the West Midlands, but I come here, I meet car enthusiasts and get to make wonderful car reviews. So Dan Hooper from HPR_photo on Instagram has very kindly let me loose on his Rover 800 VITESSE Sport. Welcome to Beards and Bangers. So Rover stopped producing the SD1 in 1986 and they needed a replacement. So obviously they had a relationship with Honda since 1981 with the Triumph Acclaim, which was a rebadged Honda Ballard. And Honda and Rover worked together on a new chassis. And this would become the Rover 800 or the Honda Legend. Both cars had different body panels, but the underpinnings are the same. But it's, yeah, the Rover 800 is definitely a car in its own right. And we're going to have a little look round Dan's rather nice example here. So this is an early Mark II, so that's an M-Reg, that's 1994. It's in a lovely red, and again, because I'm used to this with car colours, I don't know which red it is, but it's a really striking colour. We've got some little bits and bobs on this car that make it a little bit different. Obviously the exhaust is certainly not stock. I'll just zoom you in there. We've got the rather nice spoiler on the back. These wheels are I think Cosmos, and they look really good. There's Dan's Instagram name if you want to look that up. Yeah, it's in great condition, really clean lines. I think the Rover 800 is just it's a really nice looking car. Big, you know, proper Rover, big chunky thing, loads of space in the cabin, absolutely fantastic. So without further ado, we shall have a look at what's under the engine. If I can find there we are. So Rover 800s, the Mark I, started off with actually Honda engines, and then in the Mark II Rover put that they had the KV6 later on, but this is a 2 litre T-series turbo engine. So this is the engine that I think everyone wants. So we can see we've got the turbo gubbins, we've got our cone filter here, we've got our turbo gubbins here. So this is what differentiates this car. But yeah, really nice big engine bay. It's almost a proper car, isn't it? Because you've got space to put your hands. You haven't got plastic covers everywhere. So everything we need, you know, to do our maintenance is here. Our dipstick, oil filler, expansion tank, power steering, screen wash, batteries over here, fuses over here, ABS modules there, brake fluid reservoirs there. So it's a proper engine bay. It's not crammed in. There's still space. There's our ECU over at the back there. So yeah, so this was the VITESSE. They put the turbo T-series in rather than the KV6 or the Honda V6. And when we get out for a drive in a minute in this, we'll see how much fun it is and how lovely and smooth this engine is, even with the turbo boost. It really is really very nice. If we drop the bonnet down, we can have a... Oh, what am I doing wrong here? I'm doing something wrong. Can't get the bonnet down. There we are. So yeah, we've got a metal grille on this, which is you know, because it's an early Mark II, we've still got metal. We haven't got plastic. But yeah, we've got a nice face on this car. The big square headlights, very period, very early mid-90s. We've got body coloured mirrors. What is interesting, I find, is this black on the bumper. So it just gives it a bit of character. So you've got a black band all the way around the car, which I think does look rather nice. We've got this, I mean, this is the lift back or hatchback or fastback, call it what you will. But I think if we stand right back and look at the profile of the car, I'm sure you'll agree it's an attractive shape, and it echoes the SD1, but it also looks forward to the R8s that came a few years before. So obviously this shape goes back to the mid 80s. Just this is a mid 90s car, but the shape of course is mid to late 80s. We'll have a look in the boot while we're outside, he says. I'll have to use the key. What have we got in here? So yeah, so we've got a fairly shallow boot, but it's a decent size, and obviously we can get the substantial parcel shelf out and drop the back seats forward to give us more load space. So Rover, typically high lip to get into the boot, but it's a decent sized boot. Big car, big boot, big cabin, nice big engine bay. It's nothing skimped. Obviously with the 75 things got a little bit smaller. Let's have a jump inside the cabin and see what we've got in here. Obviously this being Dan's cars, we've got big cuddly toys. If any of you know Dan from car shows, you will have seen his cuddly toys sitting in his cars. I think it's a really nice touch. Let's shut the door. It's not that warm. It's supposed to be summer now, and it's pretty chilly. So what are we confronted with? We're confronted with a very spacious cabin. We've got, you know, it's comfortable around. We've got armrests here. We've got nice bucket seats, this being the sports version. We'll start from here for a change. So we've got switches for the boot and the fuel cap. We've got our handbrake, and we've got an armrest with a cubby. This, of course, being a sport, it's a manual. Who wants an automatic? Aftermarket stereo. We've got a boost gauge for our turbo. We can adjust our brightness for the interior lights. We've got an ashtray and cigarette lighter with a very nice action. Sorry, cigar lighter. This is a Rover. It does not have a cigarette lighter. We've got our hazard warning lights, aftermarket stereo. We've got a couple of vents under the dash. We've got a vent over here. We've got a nice big glove box, and then we've got this very typical Rover, very tactile surface on the dashboard. It's soft. It's not banging hard plastic. Our heater controls are very handily placed just to the right of the steering wheel, so you're not having to reach down. So very good thinking there. And we've obviously we're not air conditioning on this one, but we've got 3-speed fan. We've got our rear wiper controls here, indicator stalk in the usual place, windscreen wiper stalk in the usual place. We've got electric mirrors all round, which we control from this panel on the driver's door. Electrically adjustable mirrors. Round here we've got another vent, and we've got our front and rear fog light controls, and our lights are actually controlled on the indicator stalk. So that's the dash. It's simple, practical, but nice looking. I do like this binnacle that Rover used on the 800. We've got our interior light package. We've got a sunroof, which we won't open just in case. I'm always so nervous with sunroofs. And we've got a blind on that as well. And of course we've got lots of nice wood trim all around the car, because this is a Rover. And you can say hello to my passengers while we're there. There we are. So this being a T-Series turbo, we don't want to talk too much about the inside. We want to take it for a drive. Right, so the engine's fired into life. This car has got a slight blow on the exhaust, so I suspect with a stainless steel exhaust it does sound quite fruity anyway. But we're going to take it for a bit of a blast, and I'm hoping you're going to be able to hear the wonderful noise of the turbo breathing, hissing and popping. It is really quite good. Well, there's a very nice classic Alpha just opposite me. I don't know if you probably won't be able to see that because I've got you on this view at the moment. We will get you on beard cam in a moment. Here we go. Hopefully you can appreciate that, but the turbo is really doing its stuff. This thing is an absolute hoot. very light clutch. So Dan's just had the clutch done, so the clutch feels new. The steering though is incredibly light, so you've got to be careful when you're cornering that you get it just right. Wow, this drives beautifully. Oh my goodness. I mean, in this colour, with this engine, it's just, oh, what an absolute car to have. How brilliant. And Dan uses his cars, so it's not perfect, it's not clean, and cars shouldn't be if they're used every day. You don't clean your car every day, well, certainly I don't. And it just adds to it. This car's loved and it's used. But, oh my goodness, the turbo sound is just lovely. The engine's smooth, but it's got a lovely note. Here we go. Oh, that's cracking. Yeah, once you get used to the light steering, it handles well. It's not wallowy. It's not wallowy at all. It's very, very composed. You can just hear a bit of turbo noise as we kind of potter along. We're not going terribly quickly. Let's test out the wash wipers. Okay, they've seen better days, but these things happen on old Rovers. This car's 1994, so it's coming up for 30. Can you believe this car is nearly 30 years old? Good God. Makes me feel old when I think of things like that. Gearbox is very crisp. That's not sloppy at all. That's gone in there very nicely. Right, we'll get you on beard cam, and we'll let you just appreciate the driving. Hopefully you can appreciate that acceleration with the turbo making some absolutely divine noises. This is quite a nice bit of road actually here. I'll just drop it down to third so we get a bit more turbo. Oh, nice. Oh, yes. I can see why people buy cars with these engines and then stick them in a ZR, because it's a strong engine, but with that turbo on it, oh my goodness, it just makes it so much different. It's probably a good thing that just up ahead there's a slow moving car, because that is curbing my excitement somewhat. That dump valve noise, that is lovely. What are these people doing? I've got some other cars to review, but I could just drive this car all day. It is so much fun. It really is. I don't know how well you can hear that, but we're slightly above the speed limit without any effort. I'm not even trying, to be honest. Someone else's car, I'm not going to rev the nuts off it, but I'm going to enjoy it for the little time I'm driving it. Oh yes. So thank you for watching this Rover 800 VITESSE based edition of Beards and Bangers. Massive thanks to Dan for lending me his car for this enjoyable little blast around the Warwickshire countryside. And yeah, check his Instagram page out. Dan takes some wonderful photographs. HPR_photo. And I thank you for watching. If you like what you've seen, then hit like, obviously. If you like videos about cars, especially cars from the Rover group, MG Rover, British Leyland, then if you haven't already done so, please hit subscribe. And if you know a friend or have several friends who like cars, or indeed men with beards, then please do share this video or my channel with them. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna get this Rover 800 back to where it belongs and have a massive smile on my face while I'm doing it. Goodbye.